Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews.
Don't make me destroy you.
Okay, so while the dog is having his dinner, I'm going to talk about the Many Saints of Newark. It's a weird film. I've got to be quite honest. I found it a bit weird. I did enjoy it, and yet there were some parts that I just really found a bit jarring, especially looking back on it, having that sort of after reflection, really thinking about what I'd seen. Yes, it is a prequel to the Sopranos TV series. Takes place like 30 odd years before, something like that. I can't really work out the math. It does tell you, but it's not really, I don't know, it's not really beholden by, what comes later. Yes, it does tell you what happens to the whole Multisanti family. You get little flecks of Tony Soprano, as a younger man. Michael Gandolfini, plays it really well, but you don't really get an awful lot from him. It's a bit weird. It's almost like a prequel to a prequel in a way, especially with the way the film ends. The way the film ends leaves it massively open for yet another story going on. It's almost like, I view this film as almost like being that 3-hour TV movie special that Battlestar Galactica did. They give you that 3-hour movie and then go, there's going to be more. And I'm kind of half expecting either to be a follow-up movie to this yet again, or a follow-up TV series, because, like I said, it leaves everything wide open. And I've literally just blitzed through right to the very end there. And that's it. There's a lot to unpack with the Many Saints of Newark. There are some really great performances, and I think the performances outdo the actual film itself. Like I said, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack. There's different sort of factions and gangs. Standard, almost tropey stuff that we've seen dozens of times in gangster movies and movies of that era. But what this film doesn't do, what a lot of classic gangster movies do, is have that sense of identity. It doesn't really carry its own identity. Yes, it's got Sopranos slapped all over it, but it seems to be lacking that Sopranos flavour, which is something that I think works to the detriment of this film. It doesn't have anything that makes it stand out from the crowd, apart from those performances. I'm talking mainly about Vera Farmiga. She is bloody fantastic, absolutely fantastic as Tony's mother, and she echoes a lot of what we see in the TV series. The mannerisms, the style, the vocality, the vocalizations are brilliant. She absolutely nails that character. She's clearly done her research, and it works. But again, you're left wanting more. And that's the thing with this TV movie. It's not even a TV movie, it's in cinemas, isn't it? But to me, this is more of a TV movie. Like I said, like Battlestar Galactica, the 3-hour special that you can watch in one go, which I do, and it just blows you away. It plays like that, and it doesn't, there's not enough to really grip you. It's kind of difficult to really think about it on the fly, which I'm doing right now. It's really tough. Like I said, the performances for me, make it. There's nothing much else in this film really that sells anything about it. Yeah, you get those odd moments of violence. There's one really fantastic bit, and my good friend Nathan Smith said there is one bit which you'll absolutely love, and I knew exactly what it would be. It'd be like, he said it was going to be gloriously violent, and I knew as soon as the scene is set, I knew the guy pulls out a drill. I went, fantastic. I know what's coming. It's going to be spectacular. And it was. And there are little flecks, little moments of, cleverness, little clever moments, little humorous moments, but there's not enough compared to The Sopranos. And yeah, you shouldn't be doing comparisons, but this has got The Sopranos slapped all over it. And given how much in high regard The Sopranos is held, you expect a certain quality. And I don't think this hits it. I really don't. And I wanted it to hit it. I wanted to like this film, and like I said, I did. Performances, really, really liked them. But story-wise, got lost a little bit. There's a lot going on. There's a hell of a lot going on in this film. But again, as much as it answers in this film, it gives you sort of like the backstory of certain characters, certain elements, certain events. I'm not going to spoil anything. Certain events that are mentioned in the show. It gives you little flavours, little nuggets of information, and then nothing further. It's almost as if they are demanding that you demand of them a sequel, which I find really bizarre. You would want them to sort of give you direct answers, especially if you're doing a prequel, which does say, this is the start of Tony Soprano's life. Listen and learn who he was inspired by. You'd expect them to really, really hammer that home. This is it. This is what happened. And they leave a lot of stuff ambiguous for the sequel.
Cause let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel. Ah! Ah!
Which you're now going to go, I want a sequel. And they'll go, well, it depends how well it sells. Bollocks. Absolute bollocks. Just do it. Just do it. If it works well, you can carry on with that story anyway. In a series. I can see a lot of these characters in this film coming together in like a mini-series or something, like a 10-episode mini-series, just to really flesh out the final moments. Maybe they should have done that rather than a film, if I'm being quite honest. Maybe they should have focused on just doing a one-off, single-season special event rather than a singular movie. And Deadwood did it. The Deadwood movie was great, but again, everything felt a bit rushed towards the end. Maybe they would have been better off doing 4 or 5 episodes and really spending a bit of time on it. I wouldn't say The Many Saints of Newark is a disappointment, not at all. Because like I said, there are those lovely little moments when you go, oh, fucking hell, I remember that kind of shit. The way the mannerisms are, Paulie, Pussy, brilliant. All the actors have absolutely nailed on. You can see they love the material. You can see they love, everything that happened in the series. The love that is being shown through Michael Gandolfini, he really, really is holding on to that, wanting to do it justice for his father. It's something to be admired, I think, in that regard. And it's difficult sort of, looking at it through a critical eye when this is purely, obviously a labour of love for so many people in the film. But yeah, there's just... some of it does fall away. That's the unfortunate thing about it. Some of it does fall away, especially in the middle third of the film. If you miss, a few moments, you really do struggle to reconnect, with a lot's going on. There's the key moments that are so subtle, just like the series, really subtle moments. If you miss those subtle moments, you will miss the ramifications of it later on. And I'm talking about the character of Junior. If you miss one single slight that he gets against him, it will not make sense. The ending of the film will not make sense in any way, so it's really, really like that. But again, if they were to do that in a series, maybe it would stand out more. Maybe you'd get those little moments, maybe you'd see the evolution of those characters as they change from what we see at the start right the way through to the end. But there you go. It's difficult. I think for me, it is a solid 7 out of 10 film. And that is, like I said, I've been hammering it home, mainly to do with the performances, because they really do sell the film. Whatever failings, whatever flaws the film has got, you look at the performances, every single frigging one of them, right the way through the cast, and there's too many in the cast to mention beyond Vera Farmiga and Michael Gandolfini. They're all on top of their game. They're all on form. A lot of these actors probably should get nominated for awards, but it won't frigging happen. And that's the biggest shame out of it. But yeah, it's a definite 7 out of 10 for me. But yeah, I just want a sequel now. I want a lot of those unanswered questions to be answered. Give me a sequel. And like I said, they're demanding that I demand they bring a sequel. Thank you very much, HBO, you absolute bastards. But there you go. That's it for this review. The dog, where is he gone? Yeah, he's definitely gone. He's not even interested anymore. He's buggered off. He's gone. So yeah, he's had his tea. I'm going to go away and vanish into the ether of nothingness. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.